Me as well.
Radiant team.
Alright, hello and welcome everyone to the Man Up 2.0 finals that you've all been waiting for. We've got Team Elephant going up against Stay Free, who still don't have a team logo or anything. I'm Helium, and with me tonight is Orbit.
10 seconds.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is definitely going to be a top quality game to watch. Both teams are very, very good, so I'm really excited to be casting this.
And seeing someone new on Elephant's lineup, Relic. I know I've seen him in the Pound NA Dota Scrim channel in Dota 2, but I'm not sure who he is. Do you know who Relic is?
No, but I can check, so let me just look that up.
Looks like he's taking the spot of... I wrote this stuff down because I'm a professional. But I can't find it.
I think his AKA is Noda. N-O-D-A. I think...
He's taking the place of XCOM, who's a well-known IXDLer. But anyway, some picks and bans going underway right now. So Stay Free, they take out the Batrider, obviously. Wisp, most likely to follow here, but a few other tier 1 bans as they don't have that first pick. And then Team Elephant taking out the OD as a very strong mid potential, and then Weaver as well. Or actually a Darkseer.
This leaves the Wisp open. I would be surprised if they don't pick it up right now, but they go for the Visage instead. Just in case the other team decides to go for it, running a Visage in an aggro try against a Wisp does a lot of work. Visage has just such large nuke potential in an aggro try, so a little bit of a prioritization switch that's kind of uncommon, opting for that support rather than the IO.
Yeah, it does become somewhat of an easy game if you really shut down that Wisp in a tri-lane, delay that level 6, get your core levels items, and then have a nice team fighting, pushing lineup. You can really not be so bothered by the Wisp pickup, but we'll see what Stay Free decides to do here.
I mean, it could very well be ignored, a la IXDL, if you will. Definitely not a common hero pick, and it looks like it's going to be Lifestealer and Bane both being the pickups. Pretty difficult to aggro try into, actually, if they do run the Visage in an aggro try, which is the common way, I guess.
Yeah, you see him a lot in defensives too, but that's usually just when you get scared to go aggro against the other team's defensive, which may be the case here. Rage, you can easily dodge the Soul Assumption, and I'm not sure... Can you dodge the damage with Nightmare from Bane coming out from Soul Assumption, if you time it right?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, so another 2 heroes that are great for that. And they pick up the Shadow Demon as well. So Shadow Demon a great support. Can roam. Could see an SD Kunkka mid perhaps, but Shadow Demon picked up. Nice defensive and aggro hero. You see him everywhere. So we'll see what happens with that. As we got some more bans coming out. Stay Free. They're taking out the Nature's Prophet. They don't want that split push. They don't want that free farm jungle or offlane Prophet. And then also LD banned out as an offlaner by Team Elephant. Another hero that with that bear or the Treants in Prophet's case can just pull and do really well in the offlane.
I want to talk a little bit about the support pickups from Team Elephant. Both supports do very different things. Visage being primarily an aggressive hero, Shadow Demon being very defensive, and definitely picked up in order to deal better against the Lifestealer. So it's kind of like two opposite directions, but makes sense in terms of the counter drafting that they want to do, Team Elephant. So really interesting combination. They're probably going to run it defensively, but not that much push potential with the Visage as well as Shadow Demon as supports. So that could be something interesting to note.
I'm also going to be interested to see if Team Elephant picks up, a couple carries, some carry redundancy, if you will, just because of that Bane. He'll be able to take one of them out. If they pick up a Gyro, Bane can enfeeble him and very much limit Gyro's potential, so maybe they have an Alch mid or, another offlane carry sort of thing. But I guess we'll see, as this is not CEVO and the draft actually going at a reasonable pace for once.
Yeah. Won't be surprised to see potential mid bans, maybe, if they're worried about it. General popular mids right now, DK, Puck, Quap, all 3 of them. Instead banning the Chen, so really nice ban because they want to kind of ban out the greed potential pickups. This kind of leads me to believe that they might run these 2 supports in a safe try, the Visage and the Shadow Demon, just because they don't want to have a 2v1 lane top, which goes very well in the Bane and Lifestealer, and then have a jungler on top of that to kind of maximize their laning phase gold input.
Yeah, and if you don't win that aggressive tri-lane versus a duo and a jungler, you're going to be in bad shape as you transition to the late game. And then I guess maybe we should introduce some of Stay Free, since maybe we have some Han people watching to know who's who. PPD, that's going to be Peter Pan Dam, I believe is what he went by. Enzo is Enzo. Corey, been playing Dota 2 for a while. Was ranked 1 in IXDL not so long ago, not sure what he's at. And Singularity, that's going to be Trouf. I can't remember his whole name.
Yep.
I didn't really watch Han. And I'm not positive who Gold Experience is, but it might be Zai.
Radiant team.
It's Muda, actually. Yeah. He's also a really good player. The thing that surprises me the most is the switch Trouf has made from mid to support. He's a really, really good mid player. So the fact that he's switching to support means that, I mean, they're trying to find ways of making their current team lineup work. And I guess he's having a lot of success on the support role there. So Clockwork going to be a pickup now. A pretty safe pickup, I would say. Probably not going to die in a 1v3 lane, as well as can use cogs to block the creeps, kind of to bring the creep wave back to his tower to get some experience there. But it's a very safe pickup considering they don't know any of the cores. It can always do well and have an impact in any game.
However, Clockwork going to have to be very conscious of breaking his cogs, as he's got that Lifestealer as his melee carry there.
Yes.
And there is a
very
potential for the bomb as well, the hookshot bomb. But you miss that hookshot, you do waste a bit of time as the Lifestealer being infested, and then you got to wait another 50 seconds at least until Clockwork has an Ags. Then you can just go crazy with it. And then I don't know if we touched on that Anti-Mage ban, so it looks like Stay Free pretty worried about the split pushing potential, or the free farming, flash farming of Anti-Mage. And not wanting to just be caught off guard by that later in the game.
Yep, I think that's a really good pickup as well, considering they don't have the Shadow Demon that does so well against it. Shadow Fiend going to be the pickup. A little bit of a surprising pickup here. Does decently well against a Puck. Just if you play very defensively, you can always get your damage up, and then make an impact in the laning phase later in the game. But I wanted to mention that Puck was also a really early pickup too. I mean, it's WWD's one of his signature heroes, so that could be a really good reason for it. But with Templar Assassin being in the pool still, although they didn't opt for it, it could have been a little bit tricky.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and TA would have done quite well against Shadow Fiend, but obviously Shadow Fiend was picked up after Puck, and it can be an interesting matchup. Shadow Fiend, I think he's a fairly snowball hero, especially since he gets damage off of last hits, you know. And then if you die a couple times without maxing souls again, it puts you behind a little bit and you can't really team fight. So we'll see how that works out. And then an Alchemist picked up here by Team Elephant, so likely to be the defensive. Team Elephant probably hoping for a defensive free farming Alchemist so you can max that Grievel's Greed. But if not, as we've said time and time again, the comeback king, if you need to go offensive, the Acid Spray Concoction, you can always catch up later with the Grievel's Greed.
Yes. Exactly. And I really like that pickup considering the Anti-Mage was banned. The other kind of pure greed hero in a safe try. It basically forces the aggro, as you had said. Just if you leave the Alchemist alone, it gets so much out of Grievel's Greed. More than your safe will be able to get. So we'll see what the last pickup is going to be for PPD and the rest of his team on Stay Free. But I would not be surprised with another pretty aggressive support, maybe in the Jakiro.
Always love to see Jakiro, he's fun. But anyway, what I love even more is that Windrunner is coming back into the metagame. Not so much as an offlaner, but as supports mid sometimes, and even the farming carry in tri-lanes, which is great. And banned out here by Stay Free. Lina taken out by Team Elephant, just another hero that that could, I guess, support with the Bane, and then stun on top of that Nightmare with the Light Strike Array. And then also tons of bursts to take out Alchemist, as he's pretty tanky, fairly high armor in that, what is his ult even called? I don't even know. Chemical Rage.
Chemical Rage, yeah. You know, like, thinking about this try if they do choose to aggro, I actually really like Elephant's draft because of this. The supports that they picked are just so strong. I mean, you can't 3v3 against those supports. Shadow Demon does so well in setting up, as well as being very defensive for the Alchemist. Alchemist can follow up with the stun, as well as Visage's nuke should be like a free kill, basically, on who they choose to go on. So it's going to be really hard to aggro into that. The problem is, if they don't, and they leave the Clockwork in the offlane, how is Clockwork going to get anything here? It's going to be really difficult.
Yeah,
one misstep and he gets disrupted.
Moderately soon, but it's going to be hard, especially, I mean, we know the level of play here is very high. I'd go so far as to say pretty much professional level play. I'm excited. Enchantress picked up. #1 hero in the game. I want Stay Free to win this one now. But,
and they opted to go for, I guess, greed in this sense. They're going for the dual lane as well as the jungle, most likely, which should not bother Team Elephant that much, because they can get an Alchemist safe farming, max Grievel's Greed, and just get his items flowing.
Yeah, and the only problem I see with this Enchantress pick, she is great. I mean, you get an Ags, which I think is the
10
item to
seconds
go for,
remaining.
especially after the buff. It's just insane. It is like another carry, pretty much,
5
potential. She can
seconds
support it
remaining.
first, and then later on into the game, they'll have 3 carries, pretty much, that Shadow Fiend, Lifestealer, and Enchantress. However,
Reserve
that
time.
Shadow Demon Purge, the Puck magic damage, and also the Soul Assumption is bad news for Enchantress. However, the Untouchable will be great against Alchemist, especially if he's going to be untouchable and then enfeebled there by Bane. So we'll see what the last pick from Elephant is here. I think they're going to need a little bit more right-click damage with this last pick.
Yep. Or potentially go for something like a Bounty Hunter. Just hit 6 pretty fast, get your track going, and
10
go from there. We'll see what they do decide to do.
5 seconds
I
remaining.
mean, it's going to be really hard to lane against that, too.
They're going to pick
Ooh.
up the Gyro.
That's an aggro. Then.
And then Alk
It
bottom
looks like
by
they're going to run
himself.
this aggro. Gyro bottom, probably, and then Alk in the try. Potentially, at least. I'm not too sure.
Well, I'm not sure what Relic plays, as I haven't seen him play yet, so...
Yeah. I mean, thinking about the matchups, if they do aggro, it's going to be Clockwork against whoever they decide to put safe. Alchemist can do okay, but it's not that good if Clockwork plays it properly with Cogs to just deal with the mana and everything else. But Gyrocopter destroys that lane a lot, so we'll see what they do decide to do here. Alchemist also would be really good in the aggro try just as a stun to follow up the disruption.
And it looks like we're just waiting for JRX to pick the Gyro, and finally there he goes.
We've seen JRX in the aggro try before.
Yeah, he's
he did
actually
play a
been doing
Weaver
it.
in the aggro try.
Yeah, the Weaver. He played Weaver like every game that I've seen so far from the Man Up 2.0 tournament. But let's get into some team introductions, and like usual, I do the Dire first. We got PPD, so Peter Pan Dam. We'll just call him Peter Pan, I suppose. I remember some people in the chat were getting upset in the Kai P game. Epi kept calling him PPD, so we'll call him Peter Pan. Playing the Bane. Shadow Fiend going to be handled by Enso in the mid lane. Looking forward to see that play. Corey here on his signature hero. I would say his signature hero. Number 1 Lifestealer NA is the title I gave him a couple months back. So going in that. Looks like bottom safe by himself, or offlane by himself. Singularity. Jungling in the top, perhaps. Smoke sentries on her, and then last but not least, that was Madu, you said, on the Clockwork?
Muda, yeah.
Muda,
M-U-D-A. But finally here on Team Elephant, we have WWD playing the Puck. He's going to go just a standard mid, gets pooled Tangos. Actually, double pool happening with Jarex getting pooled Tango and Salve as well by the Visage. He's going to be on the Gyrocopter in the safe lane. And then the aggro try comprised of Relic on the Alchemist, TTK on the Visage, and finally Pillows playing the Shadow Demon up in the top. It's very interesting that they did decide to pool their solo lanes because their supports are going to have very little in a potential 3v3 lane. Could be interesting. Could be challenging, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like they're opting to put Nyx versus Gyro, which shouldn't be terrible for Nyx. I think Gyro has maybe a slight edge with the harass. Depends how aggressive I think the Nyx is. But a farming Clockwork here, likely to get fast mana boots, and then maybe some push here, potential. We'll see what Bane does. He's in the mid lane now. Maybe
I
they're looking
love
to get
this. I love this.
Enso.
This is so good. So just bringing the Bane in, this is going to let Shadow Fiend get so many more last hits than he will be able to from the early levels, which helps him a lot. Just because, I mean, look at how much damage Puck does. He does less than the Shadow Fiend's current 44, which is still really considered low. So giving him that early advantage just with 1 Enfeeble, it's a great spell. Lasts 20 seconds, cooldown of 10 seconds. So just really strong.
Yeah, I like that, and I
good
said
play.
Shadow Fiend was kind of a snowballing hero earlier, and in almost 2 senses, even sort of snowballing in the laning phase based off of the early last hits to get his damage up, which I mean isn't really that hard if you're no stranger to Shadow Fiend, but he is pretty dependent on getting 5 to 10 last hits right away to get a lot more damage, and then after that he's pretty lane dominant. Although very squishy
Exactly.
with the Puck burst, and then that goes both ways. Puck very squishy against SF Shadow Raises.
Yep. I mean, Puck does around 65 damage. Shadow Fiend right now is at about 58. So, I mean, pretty close already. So that really gave him a boost up into the lane. So that's going to be a lot easier a mid lane than it should be, at least.
And then Stay Free really maximizing their XP, so they've got Clockwork doing pretty well. He's level 2, almost level 3 right now. They've got Bane just jungling with Enchantress and throwing the Enfeebles on Puck to make Shadow Fiend kind of dominate that lane. And then Nake's also free farming. Well, maybe not so much free farming. Yeah, he's still pretty high, 8 last hits already. So really maximizing the XP, whereas the supports in this aggressive trialing for Team Elephant will be potentially a little under-leveled going into the mid-game unless they find some kills on this clock.
Yep. Really surprising that Gyrocopter's getting that kind of handled in his lane. He's sitting at only 2 CS compared to the 10 of the Lifestealer. So Corey's doing a great job in that aggro lane. The difference is that since it's going to be a 3v1 lane top, Alchemist can be greedy even though he is being run in the aggro try. And he does just that, opting to go for a level 2 point in Greevil's Greed.
Ooh, Bane with a DD rune that he picked up, so Peter Pan thrown out. Big harass on WWD. 2 hits taking Puck to about half health right there. And Puck sitting at 9 last hits compared to Shadow Fiend's 10, so the lane going fairly well for both sides right now.
Yep.
Looks like the Dire, so that's... Wait, what side is that on? I've been out of Dota for a while. The Dire with very, very marginal leads, you know, 200, 250 gold XP leads, so... just being, we can see just in the laning phase, no kills yet, being slightly more efficient, and we'll see how that grows as the game continues.
Yep, here comes the rotation though. Smoke Ant going the way of the Dire, PPD on the Bane, as well as the Enchanter Singularity. Singularity is going to catch the Shadow Demon right now.
Yeah, so he gets netted up. That holds him there for a while. The Enchant goes off as well. He's getting slowed down. The Disruption.
Nice.
Will he be in range? Corey now with that scaling open wounds, but Corey very fast right now. 20-second cooldown right now. Can he get closer? Blocked a little bit by the Skeleton Warriors. Not going to be able to finish it off, but they do a lot of damage. However, Corey not farming right now. Now JRX having to eat through the trees. There go all of his tangos pulled to him by TTK right now. And now in a bit of trouble, doing a lot of damage to PPD. The Enfeeble goes off just in case he pops the Flat Cannon, but now 30-second cooldown. Shadow Demon on the backside of this, trying to kill a troll right now. Looks like it will go down, or is it going to run out? It runs out actually, so no XP given there.
Great defensive plays coming out of both Pillows as well as Jarex there on the bottom lane, you know, saving themselves and causing a bit of a time waste from the 2 supports of Team Stay Free.
I'm a little upset to not see Pillows playing an Earthshaker. He plays a mean Earthshaker from earlier.
Yeah,
on.
I've seen that actually.
It was the round of 8,
really
round
impressed.
of 4 with Pillows on the ES. Hopefully, I mean this is best of 5, so if it goes, if it's a contested best of 5, we're probably going to see quite a lot. Maybe see WWD playing a little more than Puck, although his Puck is quite impressive, so I don't really mind seeing it.
I mean, it takes balls to run Earthshaker in an aggro try. I'll just like say that alone. And they pulled it off really well. Even like in the round of 4, I believe.
Yeah, I think they did. Enso though, getting another rune. The last one went to Peter Pan, so it looks like Stay Free with a little bit better rune control, rotating those supports around in the jungling Enchantress to make sure to be on that rune control. As Puck does kind of need those, although because of this, he doesn't even have a bottle yet. And then Pillows on the Shadow Demon, coming with a pause real quick.
Yep. You know, because of the rotation, Clockwork's skill build right now with Rocket Max, it was a good idea, but now that he is in a 1v1 lane, I'd like to see him get an extra point in the Battery Assault. He is about to get stunned, so he shouldn't take too much damage right now, though.
Yeah, that Battery Assault is very strong 1v1, just run at them. And you might even get a kill, especially, you know, maxing Battery Assault and the Rockets. The stun goes off, not going to do a whole lot. Relic pretty far away there from, I'm going to butcher his name again. I'm not even going to say it. What is it?
I think it's Muda.
Muda. I remember that. I'll pretend he's Luda,
It's like,
but with
yeah,
an M.
his name is like Muda, basically. 4 of them, but we could just call him Gold Experience Requiem. I mean, that's what he wants to be called.
I guess he does want to be called that. Maybe we'll get him to tag up next time. But Singularity now.
Something else
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, I love the fact that Puck opted to go
in the bot
for
lane, open wounds on the JRX.
Magi.
JRX getting in a bit of trouble. The Nightmare, no mana for it now. The Brain Sap was available, not thrown out there. How much is it doing right now? Only 90. Yeah, wouldn't have been a kill. And then now,
No.
hopefully nothing happens, so you can get your point across.
Yeah, I love the fact that WWD deciding to go for the Robe of the Magi early. He really needs to contest the last hitting, so he's at 83 damage right now. He didn't have his bottle either, which is awesome. The fact that he picked that up that early, just to be able to be in contention against the SF in last hitting. So a really smart
play
pickup
going on right there by WWD.
Yeah, really well thought out by him. Perfect, really.
And we see both supports have come to the bot lane on the side of Team Elephant, both TTK and Peter Pan, to help out JRX, who, as we mentioned earlier, Corey was doing a really good job of actually winning that farming battle. And right now is at 24 compared to 17, so even still, that rotates those supports down. However, Alchemist, Relic here, going to still be able to do just fine against Clockwork. We see him 10 last hits over his Clockwork lane counterpart there.
Yep.
And so with
it's really hard for him to be in the lane, though. Only because he doesn't know where the Enchantress is. I mean, they're very well defending bottom lane, but Alchemist has to play very close to his tower. It's nice that the creep wave is pushing right now, though. so he'll be fine.
Well, the Cog's going out, doing some damage and mana burn there. The wave's going to be pulled, so he'll probably have a good idea of where Singularity, where Tralf is right now. As he's probably noticed the Bane, so Peter Pan's been bought for a while. I think he's seen him there.
He's 6 now, so it's going to be a lot harder to kill this Alchemist. And I mean, he's playing greedy, and he's pulling it off in a current solo lane.
And I think Enzo just ventured on there into the jungle to take out a stack of creep, maybe? I'm not sure. Well, he's been going in the jungle. I'm not sure if he's just pushing the wave with the raises, then stacking up. Still a little hard for Puck to last hit onto the tower, but 33 last hits compared to 43. Still doing pretty well over a Shadowed Fiend who started off strong, and I guess should be winning that last hit battle.
Yep.
Ooh, I like this play. Enchantress with the Chain Lightning does quite a bit of damage, actually, if you control it and try to harass with it.
Yeah, it does so much. It's one of the most overpowered creeps in this game, actually. I mean, 1,000 range, 4-second cooldown on a 140
and 310
damage
move
nuke.
speed. It's pretty fast. It can really harass, especially if you throw it mid, as it doesn't leech XP, and you can just completely, you know, keep chain lightning bolt the enemy mid hero.
Not only that, but he has 10 casts of it. So I mean, it does around how much? Probably around 1,000 damage, including magic resist, if you get all of them.
Yeah, I remember seeing a post about how much damage it could actually output. It's one of the highest burst damages in the game, like over a certain amount of time.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
The more you know, though, there actually are quite a few creep that are underutilized. Also, the frost armor from the blue ogre is pretty good. Put it on your creep when you're pushing the tower.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And
so,
the bot lane, though,
Enzo's doing so
JRX,
well.
open wounds, he's level 6 though. Level 7 actually pops the call down, doing a lot of damage, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The battery assault is there. The first blood actually going to be drawn by Muda, TTK, over here trapped in some cogs right now, so they do get a kill as WWE rotates down. They take out Corey, so it's a 2 for 2, but Puck living through all of that, almost level 10 now. So most likely, yeah, the highest level in the game.
Wow.
A bit of a pause, I don't know if there was lag going on there or not. So Corey does drop. He had the Infest. I don't know if he couldn't infest because he was inside of the cogs or what happened there, but
I think he was surprised at how much damage that Visage nuke did to him, maybe. That was actually definitely very beneficial towards... I mean, I want to say it favored the Dire because they got the first blood, but 2 of their cores died and only the Gyrocopter died in return. But, I mean, it was still a really nice trade for them, still getting the first blood. I think they do come out ahead there.
And we could check the graphs there a little bit. Let's see the Dire here. So yeah, about 1,500 gold lead after kills. It goes down a little bit, but I think it was advantageous for them. Maybe not. XP actually approaching equilibrium after that team fight down there in the bot. Well, that's just because Puck lived through everything. So in terms of XP, got a little bit better for Elephant.
This SF could be a real problem though. 60 last hits, not even hitting 10 minutes yet. That's a lot. And that really is due to the fact that the supports were helping him so well get his snowball on in the early game.
And he's chunking at this tower. Once he picks up Presence of the Dark Lord, he's going to be able to push that down as soon as the supports or the mid are busy somewhere else trying to kill Corey again, perhaps. He'll just get that tower, no problem.
Yep.
And also the rune control, very much in favor of Stay Free. I think Ensa or Peter Pan have gotten every single rune.
Yep, yeah, very much the case. I mean, it feels like the supports are rotating kind of like defensively from Team Elephant, whereas the supports from Stay Free are kind of making things happen with their rotations. They had a game plan, right? They started mid with PPD, or Peter Pan, I guess, casting Enfeeble mid, and then they went top just to kind of put some pressure, went down bottom, put some pressure on the Gyrocopter a couple of times. Speaking of bottom, actually, that's going to be another kill. And that was a solo.
I saw Muda waiting in the trees. I thought he was just leeching XP. I didn't think he was going to get so aggressive. Missed the kill, but definitely initiated with the hook from over here in these trees. And looks like level 4 battery assault is not to be overlooked. It's apparently able to do a little bit more damage than even the rocket barrage, which is surprising to me.
Yeah, just really nice positioning when he got his cog off and everything. And it was a level 4 rocket barrage too, so I mean, it definitely does quite a bit of damage. The only problem is that Gyrocopter is only sitting on 796 health, so Clockwork is able to get him. Yeah, exactly.
And then anyway, we saw on side of Team Elephant while that was going down, Pillows, WWD, and TTK were trying to head top as the push was coming on Relic in that top tier 1 tower. for the Radiant, but I think the Acid Spray was enough there, so maybe a little bit of time wasted, and then also losing their Gyrocopters, so...
Yep. Taking a look at the last hits, I mean, Enzo just leading the way, almost hitting 80 CS right now. The next highest with 54. A lot of those are jungle camps, but I mean, he's doing well in lane, and then he's going to the jungle and doing well there. So, I mean, he's winning pretty much all around.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's on par right now level-wise with the Puck, who picked up 2 kill experiences solo by himself. So, I mean, you can see that jungle farming and lane farming really paying off for him. Just being really efficient, and that is what you should do. And I'm happy to see Enzo doing very well here. Actually, we got a hook off onto the Puck over there, fighting over here in the trees on Singularity. Looks like Singularity, the Enchantress, will go down. Now back to the Clockwork, able to take out. Looks like Puck died over here. Enchantress dying by the Secret Shop. So 1-for-1 trade so far, but the tower in play right now, it goes down. So Stay Free picking up their first tower, and then trading kills 1-for-1 right there. But arguably better for Stay Free as they take out a core Puck. Relic stuns himself, disrupted by Pillows. Pillows now finding himself in a bit of trouble. Visage burst in Muda pretty hard, but Alk goes down. Shadow Demon goes down. Now the Fiend's Grip onto TTK. He goes down as well. So wow, 4 kills there. Actually, call it. Was it no 5? No 4. I can't count. It's very tough for me. 4 kills and a tower just for losing 1. And then now we see where's Clockwork going? Just back to heal. It looks like.
Yep, that was all-around perfect play coming out of Team Stay Free. They did everything right there. They traded the Puck for their Enchantress, I believe. Then they get the tower for free. Then Alchemist is a little bit too aggressive, stuns himself, turn around instantly, try to go on the Alchemist, Shadow Demon disrupts, Corey kind of makes the right play right away, and instead of going for the Alch, runs towards the Shadow Demon because he knows the disruption is going to come off, gets his open wounds off on him, and they kill both of them after that because the Clockwork got in position to Cog afterwards. So really just flawlessly executed, and that gives them a really big lead now.
Indeed it does. Checking those gold graphs out. We got a 5k gold advantage right now coming on the side of Stay Free as well, about a 5k XP advantage. So very well for them. Singularity here, interesting skill build, I suppose. I do like to get Untouchable a little bit early because it is extremely strong, but if you don't really have the health or the heal, you can still die pretty easily. So Untouchable, you know, if there's a little bit more right click. But he's got Impetus now. He's maxing Enchant. The slow is very nice for team fights and ganks, and it's also great so you can get, you know, 3, sometimes even 4 creep up to really push down towers.
Yep. I don't think I've ever seen 4 though.
Yeah,
but
4 seems a lot.
Definitely helps.
But I mean, you know, whatever. I hear Untouchable's pretty good.
We'll see what. Yeah, it definitely is. We'll see what Stay Free decides to do now. I mean, they kind of look like they're going back into laning phase, kind of. I mean, SF's farming mid, Lifestealer's top, and then kind of the Enchantress as well as Clockwork making the most out of their bot lane. But I want to see them group up some more and try to go towards maybe taking bottom tower.
Maybe just gonna wait on the BKB for Enzo as he gets another rune here. Gonna use his bottle charges, pop the invis, grab this regen here, bottle it up. The BKB not far off. I think he needs like, I don't want to do math, but like 800-ish gold. He'll have that BKB up. Nothing can cancel a BKB on the side of Team Elephant, so they really have no answer to a BKB'd Requiem of Souls going off in their faces right now. So that could be another potential problem going into the team fight.
You know, something really awesome about this is, even though it started as a 3v1 lane top, look at the health of the outer tower top. The Clockwork did a great job of kind of minimizing the damage it took. It's sitting at pretty much full health. Mid tower is also at full health, and the bot tower for the Dire is... Oh, speaking of bot, actually, they're gonna go bottom.
Yeah, and caught up there in the cogs after a nice hook shot. Battery Assault not even used there, so JRX going down again. So this Clockwork, Muda here, playing his little mechanical heart out on this Clockwork. 2 pickoffs on the key hero for Team Elephant.
Nice play as well. They did have the infest with Corey there. Lands his hook, cogs, and it's just like a death trap for the Gyrocopter.
Now we can see
and now
Team
they're
Elephant.
doing the pressure. Yeah,
they're having to rotate
exactly
bot,
the type of
and then
pressure.
we've got Enzo pushing mid. This tower is going to go down relatively soon. TTK there, maybe trying to get the deny, but Stay Free chasing Puck, WWD, and a Pillows here back. Maybe we're going to get 2 towers out of this? I'm not sure. See what Shadow Fiend's doing. Shadow Fiend gets his ult off. No, that was just his death, actually. So he goes down to the mid lane. Alchemist with the Shadow Blade finished up, throwing out the Unstable Concoction from Invis, and then everything to follow up. And now they're going to have to do a team
He had
fight
no reason to
without
be
Enzo.
there. Yeah, no reason to be there. I mean, his entire team just got a kill on Gyro, and we're pressuring bottom. They do look like they're going to back off right now, though, and the tower is not going to be in deny range as a result.
Gyro, they're trying to catch him. He catches two, three in the call down. First hit, Corey cuts the second one as well, but now JRX, the only one here. Impetus is going out. Rocket Brush doing a ton of damage to Muda. He goes down. Actually, he doesn't go down. Now he does. JRX falls first, Muda falls second, and now Puck has dropped as well. Relic sapped up right now. It's Corey just wailing on him, and it's going to be enough. They're going to take him out as well in this fight. Now TTK left alone, raged up, so he can't pop that Soul Assumption. And then another big team fight. Only Muda drops compared to 4 on the side of Team Elephant. So another nice team fight. And that was without Enzo. Again without Enzo. Pillow's in trouble now, so actually going to be 5. Not really sure why he was still hanging around there, but...
I mean, this Bane is doing so much work. He's getting his full Fiend's Grip off every time, and just his general play has been absolutely flawless, really providing a great amount of utility. So well played by Peter Pan there, by PPD.
Yeah, I like JRX trying to catch him in the call down, but his team wasn't really close enough to back him up, and then immediately gets bursted out. Not sure what happened to Puck. Puck died relatively soon as well. Then that's pretty much every single thing that can take out the Fiend's Grip channeling. So I mean, Peter Pan. It's a nice game for a Bane, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're just all doing work. They have a lot of damage output, a lot of defensive spells as well, and the BKB, as you mentioned, on Shadow Fiend, as well as the just inherent rage from Lifestealer makes it really hard for any of them to be focused.
Yeah, not a whole lot of right-click damage yet. Let's see what Gyro's hitting for right now. About 123. So, I mean, it's not really nearly as much as Shadow Fiend, that's for sure. And then, you know, Nake's hitting for about the same, but you gotta add in his feast damage, of course, which is quite a bit. The mid tower goes down, actually. Lifestealer gonna last at that one. The hook! Oh, stop animation there by Muda. Was going for the puck.
Yeah, he wanted to do it twice there, but decides against it. I think that was fine not to go in. I mean, it would have been a little bit of a dive in the tier 2 tower, so... Smart
Instead,
play there.
Opting to smoke up and go bot. They're on the hunt for JRX again, who doesn't even have drums yet. Sitting on Phase, Wraithband, and a Bracer right now. He's caught out. He's going to be in a little bit of trouble. The hook goes out. It lands again, of course. Muda apparently doesn't miss. The call down goes down. It's a short ult. It'll be up by the time he respawns pretty much. But just trying to do some damage. But it goes down again. So JRX picked off. He's sitting... What is he at now? 0-5 right now is JRX.
Yeah. Not his game at all. I mean, he's playing very risky in his positioning. He knows they're all missing. He knows they were just top. They could be anywhere. He did know the Lifestealer was bottom, but I mean... running into the jungle like that, which is where the other team would be looking for him, I guess, or kind of trying to cut him off rather than TPing somewhere safer to farm. And you can't have that happen, not here, not when he's so far behind.
And then Corey has foregone the drums. He's sitting on an armlet and phase boots right now. What's coming out to him? A basher as well. BKB, double damage, and some power treads. Another 2,000 gold on Enzo on the Shadow Fiend. Bane, you know, support, mana boots. Got the Urn, had that out for a while. Great choice here. Always want an Urn hero on your team, and Enchantress one of the best, especially if he's getting involved, which he has been doing. And then Clockwork here with the mechanism. Looks like to be building towards a 4-staff. Potentially drums, as there's no drums yet on this team, and he's holding a bracer. Checking a look at the items for Team Elephant, WWD. Not a whole lot. Probably working towards that blink as he's decided to go treads. Let's see what else we got. Gyrocopter already kind of touched on. Pretty much nothing.
Yep.
Orbit has friends.
Yeah. Yeah. So, something I noticed, yeah, you did say he picked up the Basher. I'm not sure if I like it that much. It's a good pickup, obviously. I mean, a Lifestealer with a Basher, it's always a good pickup. But I feel like the Assault Cuirass would definitely provide a lot more tankability, especially considering they're going up against an Alk as well as a Gyrocopter, a lot of physical damage output. They already have their physical damage on the Lifestealer with his Armlet, as well as a Shadow Fiend, who pretty much, with just a BKB, is sitting at around 200 damage. Actually, that's part of the DD as well, but...
The Roche taken out immediately there, not even needing Enchantress with Untouchable to tank it, as it's only sitting at level 1 Singularity. Not really too worried about it apparently, but doing a lot with the Impetus pure damage there on the Roche kill.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yep. So 20 minutes in, a really sizable advantage now for Stay Free.
Yeah, 12,000 gold.
They're very comfortable.
XP.
It's up to them to... Yeah, it's really up to them to control the flow now, and it's up to Team Elephant now. They're kind of in a little bit of a drastic kind of outset. They need to try to find pickoffs if they can, but they're not really finding any.
They've got their Ancient stack for JRX still, but I don't know if he has quite enough damage and health to do it. Looks like he's going for a BKB now. An Ancient stack on the Dire side being taken care of right now by Stay Free. And I don't know, Stay Free has really shown me, especially in their games versus Kai P and the ISO Cup, that they're actually an amazing team, even on the pro level.
Yep.
Against Kai P, I mean, who took games off Na'Vi the day before. They were beating them in the early and mid game, but they did struggle in the late game. They were having a hard time pressing their advantage, especially against Kai P. But Team Elephant, also a very good team, but maybe a little less so than Kai P. So.
Here comes the smoke now, actually from the Dire rather than the Radiant, which is kind of funny,
bomb on the
considering they're so far ahead. They know, though. It feels like they know something's up.
They're just at their entrance trying to protect this gyro. They see the clockwork now. Who's he going to hook? The rocket goes out. He's going to hook on Puck. Why not? Puck's down. No disruption there, but I think Puck's still going to be in a lot of trouble. The raise goes off. It's going to miss. There's the phase. But WWD is going to take him down regardless. Now TTK, one of the only ones left here, throwing out a lot of damage. Singularity's heal, though, keeping everyone alive. The Dream Coil on a bunch, but it wasn't really quite enough. Corey with a double kill out of that engagement. And then the push to follow up here, or maybe even this tower and finish that ancient stack, as it's pretty low and a lot of golden XP awaiting whoever decides to slay those ancients.
Strange to say.
Yep, probably going to be stay free, which sucks yet again for Team Elephant. Like, I mean, Enzo in that fight was at about a quarter health. Then the Urn as well as the heal from Singularity from Trouf there just brought him to full health almost instantly.
Yeah, I thought he was actually going to go down. He was getting bursted pretty hard. He's really not that tanky. I mean, he's about 1200 health, which isn't so bad. But
yep, they're going to find the Ancients, I think.
Yeah, and Enzo going to take this easy.
Yeah, there we go.
He was like, oh, I don't mind if I do, actually. I've already got 166 last hits. Yeah. Easily going to be hitting the 200 CS mark by 30 minutes, which is what you kind of aim for. But no, actually going to back off. Maybe a little bit worried as JRX is showing up and some familiars. Don't want to throw your lead or anything with taking a team fight you don't want to take, as they're so far ahead right now in both categories. You don't want to get the XP. But now hook in there, popping the ultimate. It goes off. Enzo dominating everyone. JRX drops immediately and buys back after this. Puck goes in with a nice initiate, but again, taken down so fast. So WWE drops. JRX has bought back. He's in here fighting now with TTK, PD, Peter Pan in a bit of trouble. Corey rages up though, going after JRX, gets the bash. Relic trying to do as much as he can. Singularity on the other side of this, doing work, taking out TTK. TTK goes down. The infest damage is enough to bring him out. Open wounds in 2, 1. Open wounds, but there's the Lothars. Do we have any vision? I don't know. TPing in right now. That's going to be pillows. That was a pretty aggressive TP for Shadow Demon. He could have been taken out.
Yep. Watching that fight, I was actually more interested in how many Ancients the Alchemist was getting with his acid spray. I think he got around 5 of them.
Yeah, the stack
so
is
he's
gone
sitting at 2,700. Yeah, I mean, it was a really good fight, but I was just kind of laughing at that. Yeah, I mean, it did cost a buyback for Gyrocopter, and he died twice, I believe, there. So, I mean, not ideal, but...
Yes, good things happening for Stay Free as they pick up a gem here just to really push their advantage in their map control. Control all the map, just keep farming, don't lose their lead under any circumstances now. And the AC,
yep, really,
it's 300 gold away for Corey.
Yep, and he did switch into that after the Basher. He didn't decide to go for the Abyssal, so I really like that from him. That's the right play. I'm glad he made that item switch.
Yeah, probably smart. The Basher is nice, you know, especially with the puck. Probably the reasoning for picking it up. And with the game going so well, maybe a little bit greedy picking that first, but the AC going to be finished very soon as we see JRX on the gyro, dying twice, having to buy back. Kind of broke right now. No Mithril Hammer even. Check the courier, nope. Just an Ogre Club, not even close to a BKB right now. And I don't know, pretty much forced back to their base. They have a tier 2 in the bot, but that's pretty dangerous even for JRX to be there, especially with this clockwork. Level 13 compared to JRX's 11.
Yeah. Everything going well for Stay Free right now. I want to see the Clockworks items right now. He actually has picked up a Force Staff. Really nice. If he's able to trap the Alchemist in there, in his cogs, and then just Force Staff out, Alchemist is pretty much a non-factor for the fight, which will be really nice for them.
Indeed.
Doesn't want to do that for the gyro.
I do love that Ags pickup, you know, just shooting out rockets like it don't matter. But Force Staff is a great item on him, especially against melee carries. Definitely want to get the Alch in that. You get Gyro, he'll just flat cannon out of it anyway, so not a huge deal. But
yep.
Singularity almost with the Ags, ready to go carry here.
Yeah, I just want to highlight how much this really isn't Derek's game. I mean, he had a lot of farm in the early game, but I mean, Alchemist is picking up his BKB before him, as well as having the Shadow Blade and the Plate Mill beforehand. Whereas, I mean, he's pretty much just trying to rush his BKB as fast as possible, and it's not happening still.
Still fairly early.
And
It
that's a
feels
really
like a
big
later
problem.
game than it is. Only 26 minutes, but obviously the BKB still delayed quite a bit. 8 minutes almost, probably the timing that should have come out from JRX.
Has that ever been cause for celebration?
We see all 5 here on Elephant, pretty much quarantined off to the bottom section of the map. The only place they have a tower. Oh, they have a top tier 1 or tier 2. I didn't actually quite see, but all 5 now for Stay Free in this jungle. They have the Aegis, do they not? I don't know if it dropped in that fight at the Ancients. I believe it did actually. Corey most likely the one that had it, and it's dropped. And/or expired. No, it would have expired in about a minute. 1950s when that Roche was taken. But regardless, the push coming in.
Radiant's bottom tower is being subjected to extreme.
And here we go. There's no contention possible. The Alpha Wolf as well, taken by Tralf, adds a little bit more damage. It's just gonna expire now. But they can continue the push if they want to. They're really far ahead.
Yeah, I don't really see why they couldn't. I mean, even if they get team wiped, they're still going to have a huge lead. It's 20k in both categories. XP and gold, they're backing off. I mean, Roche is up in like 2 minutes here, so it's really not a huge deal if they just kind of sit back for a little bit more. Just play it extra safe. Be that much more careful about it.
Yeah. Not only that, but I mean, if they keep farming the Shadow Fiend just a little bit, he's only around 1,000 gold away from his Daedalus, and that's going to be yet another really big pickup for them.
Yeah, and the Ags here are already done. The item I'm looking most forward to here on Enchantress, as people might have guessed, she's my favorite hero. So I hope Corey picked it for me. I think he actually might have. I've been getting made fun of for playing her, so.
Well, they did ban the Chen as well, so I mean, it's the next really big jungle pickup, apart from Enigma.
That is true. I don't know, I mean, Enigma's great, of course, with the black holes. It's always fun to yell black hole, but maybe slightly greedier. I don't know. It depends on the lineup, of course, but either way, he's not in this game. So, and we see the push now coming into the mid lane. There's still a top tier 2 tower that they could. I mean, they have lane control, even global lane control with the rocket barrage, or the rocket flare, to just go top and get this last tower.
Invisibility.
Yep, a couple of them are going. It might just be to push the lane pre-Roshan. It's always good. I mean, it's just kind of making a decision for the Radiant side whether they want to try to defend the tower or at least reduce the damage it takes or try to contest Roshan. It's going to be really hard to contest though. They're so far behind. The Daedalus is now picked up for the Shadow Fiend. They need to find something. Our smoke's being picked up. Yes, Shadow Demon does have 1, so we'll see if they do go back to smoke. And the rocket actually is stopping that altogether. Doesn't look like they're going to do it yet.
Smoking on the base stairs. Really, they last for 10 seconds too, so that delays them quite a bit. Roche spawning in a minute exactly, pushing out the top. The rockets just keep coming. I'm assuming that's why you're
it's
chuckling.
Great. It's really good. It's exactly what they need. Stopping any smokes. I mean, that's how they're going to lose. They're going to get picked off because they're so far ahead. They'd have to make a lot of mistakes and get picked off, and they're not really letting that happen. Clockwork just on the ball, faking his hook, just leading the charge backwards.
Ooh, Puck here, WWD with the Force Staff, actually. Assuming that's just for the open wounds from the Nakes to be able to try to get out of that, or out of the Cogs, as a Blink Dagger, most likely always going to be on that 3-second cooldown in this game.
I think the biggest reason as well is because he can't really successfully farm 2150 gold without potentially dying. Only because so much of the gold is being directed towards the Alchemist as well as the Gyrocopter, who still is not at that timing yet. He's going to have it now, his BKB. So hopefully he picks it up.
Well, it will be a big addition to the team fight, but there is a Bane that can still cast that Enfeeble. But team fight breaking out in the top lane. WWD able to get out of that. What's going on over here? Singularity with the Aghanims doing a lot of damage here. Fighting on the back foot of this. Corey taking out the Alchemist. He dies in his own Acid Spray. The Dream Coil going off elsewhere. This team fight's pretty drawn out. I don't really know what's going on. WWD TP's out in the tree. And now the push continues as 2 drops. So TTK. And let's see if I can remember Relic here being taken out. Hook over, hooking onto the Familiar actually, just trying to kill that thing.
Visage basically got 2-shot by the Shadow Fiend. He got a lucky Daedalus proc there, did around 750 crit, I think. So just melting the Visage. So I mean, not much you can do. It's unfortunate. It's one of the drawbacks of being quite far behind and playing support.
Yes, one of the many drawbacks of being far behind and playing a support. You are slow, you're squishy, you have no items, you can't afford wards. I love how Impetus works
Yeah.
on the familiars. It's actually a decent way to take care of them, as you can one-shot them, especially with Ags.
Yeah. Yeah, just because of it is pure damage. Similarly, OD's orb just
Yeah,
wrecks them too.
I guess all orbs. I don't know.
quite-
Burning Spears? Who cares? Huskar is broken and should be taken out. Or changed.
No, Burning Spears doesn't, because it's considered magic as
Yeah.
well. But those two are pure.
And Roche goes down 31-08.
To the
Corey
dire.
being blocked up into the cogs.
I hope the man doesn't
Taking him out there.
suffer overmuch.
And
Is
now
he gonna
they're
infest though? Doesn't.
likely to be the final push going into the bot lane. If they lose a Rax, I mean, it's a best of 5. I wouldn't be surprised if Elephant call it 1 Rax down, but hanging in there while they still have the high ground team fight to happen.
Yeah. I mean, something interesting to note is through all of this, PPD's items are very kind of limited. He only has Arcane, Gem, and Bracer, considering how far ahead they are, which to me says, like, wow, he's doing a great job warding, counter-warding, picking up the Gem, just really helping his team with smokes, with everything, playing like a true 5, basically. And so that's really doing his team well.
I think we can make a new saying up here. Peter Pan playing the 6 role. Let's call it that.
Yeah.
Could be our catchphrase. Playing the 6. But anyway, Rocket Barrage the call down used just there for clearing the creep, gonna be on cooldown for another 40 seconds. And I know you've touched on this a lot. Using that flat cannon to take out creep now, creep waves that has a 30-second cooldown is actually pretty risky because you really need it for the team fights.
Yeah. But, I mean, he still has no items, which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it doesn't
yes,
really
he's going to
matter.
attack 6 times to everyone for 150, which is still a lot. It could be so much more 32 minutes into this game. Uh-oh.
Corey with the Aegis going crazy now, takes out one familiar, one-shots it actually. The familiar does get a stun off on Enso, but Enso pops the BKB, now focuses JRX, the hook goes in as well, gonna hit Corey. WWD, open wounds, now able to blink out, Ethereal jaunted away. Who dropped Shadow Demon over by the racks, I believe, yeah. Oh no, Shadow Demon in the mid. Not sure what actually got him. Enso with the raise, I believe. The tier 3 tower is down in the bot lane. Another cogs out on the JRX, forcing him over. I'm not
Nice.
sure who forced who there, but either way, it didn't
Yeah,
work
that
out
was
for
the Clockwork.
JRX.
Yeah, Clockwork forced him over when he went to attack. And, I mean, Enso with the haste rune at the beginning of that fight just went ham.
And there's the GG, so this is game 1 of a best of 5 finals between Team Elephant and Stay Free in the Man Up 2.0 tournament put together by Southpaw Gaming. Big shout out to Darkside for putting this all together. Thank you Orbit for casting. I'm Helium and we'll be bringing you game 2 shortly.
Yep, stay tuned.